Next Chapter is Vancouver, Washington's community-wide discussion about upcoming cultural events within the emerging digital economy.
Good morning, and welcome to the launch of this year's Next Chapter program. In a conversation about 2 years ago with WSUB Professor Deanie Gregar, we were talking about how to do a community book read and help one of her senior classes. That turned into last year's program where we distributed lots of books. The book was Program or Be Programmed, 10 Commands for a Digital Age. Digital ethics was the theme. My role was to bring the community in, get the community involved. Her team's role was to do all the social media work, and then together we acquired a whole bunch of sponsorships.
We were very, very successful last year. This is year 2, and the theme this year is digital learning.
And we're doing the same thing again this year with a new book. And this new book is Now You See It. This is about digital learning. This is a wonderful book by Kathy Davidson that describes many aspects of learning, all the way from how our children's brains are wired to how our educational system works today and how it really is designed for the industrial age and some of the changes we're seeing.
Vancouver is a very wonderful city. It's been built on manufacturing, and then all of a sudden we're bringing in these high-tech companies, right? And so you have two different cultures again. So I felt like this project would be very helpful to bring these different groups together so that we can talk the same language and make sense of what's happening in the 21st century.
The City of Vancouver and its partners were awarded its first Washington State Innovation Partnership Zone designation, and we're calling it the Applied Digital Technology Accelerator. For short, we call it the IPZ. And the IPZ is a partnership framework with the goal to grow the Vancouver and Camas digital technology economy. This new world demands highly skilled talent, a mobilized and connected group of entrepreneurs with success to capital, infrastructure, and innovative research labs working to bring new technology experiences to the market. So together locally, we will continue to build upon the existing connection between colleges and businesses to develop new technologies, create a steady supply of locally trained talent and jobs for them to land in.
As a young person in my professional setting, I work with people that are substantially older than myself. And there is a disconnect between my ability in information literacy and to use technology and their ability in information literacy and to use technology. And so any opportunity that there is to get generations together to talk about information literacy, how to use it, how to not be a slave per se to information and technology so we can all work harder and better and more efficiently is fantastic.
And I think it's very important for us to engage in discussions of both our joy and our alarm, because I think it's right to be both joyful and alarmed. We can't stand still and watch change pass us by like we were rocks in the current. And we can't throw ourselves willy-nilly and be swept along like leaves on the current. We have to be good navigators and paddle our kayaks so that we get where we want to go.
We do not just stand aside and let it happen to us. We find ways to engage and shape and ensure that what's happening, which is exciting and truly, as you say, and as Ms. Davidson says, alarming, but at the same time, the only reason it can be alarming is if we don't take control, if we don't actually take this opportunity to really help shape our future.
Next Chapter project are an important part of implementing these goals, which will require a community-wide vision and collaboration, and that's really what it takes these days. I know that's a trend within this discussion, but nothing gets done anymore without collaboration. We are all dependent upon each other, and we are welcoming that in this effort. We're also excited to announce that in addition to the Next Chapter events that are already scheduled, on May 9th, CRADC will be welcoming Kathy Davidson as our keynote speaker for our second quarter event luncheon at the Hilton.
We're bringing in Kathy Davidson. We're adding a wonderful film series at Kiggins. So it starts on the 13th of March with the Social Network. And we're adding 10 workshops at the libraries, and we're expanding out to Cascade Library, which I think is cool. And we're also doing, my faculty is going out to the schools to talk to teachers about using technology in the classroom. My students are going out to talk to students about how to multitask effectively.
We're definitely focused on being able to get technology into the hands of students that may not see it all the time, but also changing the way that they interact with the world around them. So we've got videos, we've got pictures. Rather than reading 10 pages of a textbook, you would be able to scan a picture and get a short video about the information.
I think everyone's been talking about access today, and that is so critical. And if you think about, we're talking about the digital economy and the way things are changing and the way people have to interact. And if you don't have access, you get left behind. And we can't have people participating in our digital economy if they're being left behind. So we have a program called Internet Essentials. So it was a 3-year program, it was a test, and we wanted to see how it worked. And it was part of an FCC commitment we made. And yesterday we made a huge announcement that we are expanding the program indefinitely. So it is, yeah, it's gonna continue.
My involvement in Hashtag Chapter is very important to me because I've always wanted to have an impact. And I think that the first step of having an impact is having an impact on your local community, and that's the community here in Vancouver, Washington. And so I think that it's great that we can have this impact on this new emerging digital economy and really bring awareness to the jobs that are going to be out there and the new learning tools that need to be developed to our students.
To be quite candid, I don't know of a better program anywhere than the one you have in Vancouver, Washington. So I'm especially honored to be part of such a thoughtful linkage between town, community, K through 12, and higher education. Let's give our kids the tools to learn wisely and well how to learn this amazing, amazing technology that we all need to learn learn more about. Vancouver, Washington is doing what the rest of the world needs to do. I'm honored and delighted to be a tiny part of it. I will learn far more than anything I can teach all of you. And I'm excited about it and can't wait till May 9th when I get to actually be there in person. Thanks so much for having me this morning.